258 miles away from where I'm going to purchase fuel today. It is 2:48 in the morning. I'm on schedule. I ain't too worried about it. 258 miles is the pilot in Cartersville, Georgia. We are 291 miles from our delivery. Got a load of ice cream. It is running at -20. And go to sleep. We're in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Right up the road from where I'm at, literally. We go up the road. That's Loretta Lynn's Dude Ranch. She was a sweet woman. She's no longer with us. Her and the musician Jack White became friends. Which I thought was cool. Do a little gauge check. Everything looks good. Shift. Days. Trucks these days, I swear. This early in the morning, it's impossible to find food. There ain't nothing rolling on the roller dog thing. The Arby's is closed. There is no life support for us truckers that go out here at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. Hey, tell the dude behind me, you can turn on your headlights, man. He got the picture. Slept pretty good. Slept pretty damn good. Zoom. I almost stayed at the Speedway instead of the Pilot, but when I got in, there's plenty of parking spots, so I stopped at about 1600 yesterday. Stopped just in time to see a really nice afternoon thunderstorm, which cooled it down from almost 100 degrees. We were sitting at almost 100 degrees and it cooled down to like 80. So I was a happy Helen. It takes a while to get up to speed here. I'm 36,000 pounds of Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I know you kids like ice cream, right? Yesterday when I woke up, I didn't have breakfast. I didn't have breakfast and I was running out of stuff in the truck to drink. I was starting to go through my water rations. And there's nothing better to me right now, especially with the hot weather that we're having this summer. The Fiji waters in my cooler, when it's so cold that when you open the lid and it freezes a little bit, that's just right to the point where it's almost ice crystals in the water bottle. Are we like pulling a friggin' hill or something? This truck's pulling. That's pulling, man. We're supposed to be up to 65 miles an hour by now. Yeah, when the water is so cold like that, it's so refreshing. and I drank the rest of it yesterday and made my delivery, run over, and the trailer that I had a flat tire, a low tire. It was barely sticking to the rim and hissing. So I was like, crap, I can't have this trailer. So I went on drive, dropped the trailer off at the hub and red tagged it, grabbed a shower, found another trailer, and took that, you know, almost an hour and a half north to pick up this load that we're currently on, and had to drop that trailer. And the trailer I was sitting next to, the one that had been dropped previous by a different driver, that trailer had a yellow light flashing, you know, the warning light on the reefer unit. It was low on coolant, and there was coolant on the ground in the front of the reefer unit. So open up and when we drop our trailers there, you got to pre-cool them to -20. So that reefer's running. Oh, that reefer's running. So I think, you know, it blew a coolant hose, or, you know, maybe it just got so hot that it burped or whatever. But, you know, that thing's low on coolant. There's no way I can reach the top of the reefer to put coolant into it. So called roadside and let them know that, hey, you've got a trailer here that's blowing coolant and overheating just about. They're like, yeah, go ahead and shut it off, and if you got pictures, please send it to us. So I did. Then the place that I picked up, you know, I was telling you, it had Ben and Jerry's ice cream, like the manufacturing facility for it. You walk into the shipping office, and there's a cooler of free ice cream, the little tubs of Ben and Jerry's. Oh, Jesus. You want to talk about moose tracks, huh? You want to talk about Cherry Garcia? Oh, they have it, and it was free. Free for the taking. And, you know, I looked down at my belly, and I was like, I could carry 5 of these. And so I grabbed one, and I closed the drawer, my little ice cream cooler. I closed it, and I walked away like a gentleman, carrying my ice cream. I don't remember what I got, but goddamn, it was good. It was like cherry cheesecake. No, it was chocolate cheesecake, brownie, blitz, something. It had pictures of cows, and there was pictures of ice cream on it. And it was good. It was really good. It was like cheesecake chocolate fantasy sundae or something. It was good. It was good. So drove over to my loaded trailer and went to slide the tandems, because, you know, you got to balance out the load. And the little slidey thing wasn't working. Oh, great. So I pull it out of the way, because sometimes the tandems on the trailer get like at a certain angle and they won't unlock. So what you do is you pull forward and you do kind of a serpentine maneuver, and it'll loosen up the tandems are on giant sliding rails, right? So I go to do it again, and it popped. And pull the little button, and it went. It usually goes ting, or it goes shh, yeah, and the pins will click, 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 click. Well, this one, it just went whoosh, and nothing. And I was like, great. And I look down, and there's an airline flopping in the air that it's releasing. So an airline had popped off. So I climb underneath the trailer, and the airline that goes directly from the little pull knob to pop your pins, the fastener had unscrewed. That guy's got a cool truck. I like the purple. I like the purple. Good times. So I threaded that airline back in, and was able to slide the tandems and get out of there. So yesterday was a day of fixing a whole bunch of crap. And I started thinking, it's like, you know, these mega carriers, they lose so much money on drivers that are like, this light bulb doesn't work, or my sliders on the tandems won't work, and there's, you know, and they make no effort to fix anything and keep rolling. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking for somebody to say, good job, Sterling. When in reality, I don't care. I just want to keep driving and making my money. But while I still got some juice in the camera, we're driving at night, so you're not going to see much anyway. September 11th, 2001. 19 enemy combatants. And it doesn't matter what conspiracy theory that you believe, but 19 enemy combatants from the terrorist group Al-Qaeda started America down a terrible path, to say the least. For those of us that are old enough to remember, pilots that day on September 11th, 2001 said that the weather was severe clear. In America that day, there was not a single cloud in the sky anywhere in America. Absolutely perfect weather, no matter which direction you flew. 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock a.m. all over America. Absolutely perfect weather. Perfect day for orchestrated crime on a massive level. And right now, one of the biggest things in the news, some idiot here illegally crossed the Mexico border, got a professional license, same license that I have, the same capabilities that I have, the same responsibilities that I have as an American citizen that grew up here. Did an illegal U-turn in Florida and killed and witnessed and stared at a minivan barreling down at the trailer he was using to block a lane, 2 lanes of traffic. And the innocent people in that minivan, all of them were decapitated. Plowed right into a trailer. And the guy driving it had no emotions on his face whatsoever. Looked out the window and watched. Do you think the terrorists on 9/11 looked out the window and were like, oh my God, we're gonna hit an we're gonna crash this airplane into a building? Nope. They stared death in the eye and completed their mission. You can't tell me that fool that did a U-turn in Florida did not complete his mission. You can't tell me that for a split second that was an accident. The guy in front of me is not using his cruise control tonight. It's gonna drive me nuts. What we witnessed was not an accident. What we witnessed was a terrorist attack. The next big terrorist attack in America, mark my words, is coming through the trucking industry. They have lowered the standards so low in the trucking industry that you don't have to know how to shift gears. You don't have to speak English. You don't have to do proper pre-trips. America has failed on every level imaginable. And listen, it doesn't matter who you vote for. It doesn't matter which team you're on. The people in government are all crooks and all criminals. Joe Biden was a criminal. Donald Trump is a criminal. Every time somebody gets appointed to the DOT or the FMCSA or any other crazy acronym promoting safety in the industry, the American Trucking Association, all those things. Everyone that gets appointed to regulate the trucking industry is not a qualified trucker. So they don't care. There's no reason to care. They don't have any skin in the game. They make their $250,000 a year. And anytime an accident like this one just happened, where a dude made a U-turn on the highway, they're gonna come out, they're gonna grab a microphone, they're gonna sit down for an interview and say, well, our priorities and the DOT is to promote safety on the nation's highways, and we do our best to provide America with safe infrastructures, and we're doing our job, and don't pay too much close attention because we're not actually doing our job, but hey, I've got a yacht. And the industry will keep making these new trucks with the bings and the bongs and the dings and the dongs and all the other bullshit that I pull up with driving one of these new vehicles. My professional license does not matter one bit because they've made this so easy to do that anyone can do it. So, this is my message to the American public. Your next terrorist attack is coming from the confines of a commercial vehicle. Drivers that have been put on the road and are almost completely untraceable. Law enforcement don't care. Shippers and receivers don't care. I'm sorry, but if somebody walks up to a window to pick up a load and they point and grunt, every single person that is allowed, that person, every shipper and receiver that continues to do business with people that are not professional, they're just as complacent as the guy that made the U-turn and killed that innocent family. But the only thing that matters is the bottom dollar. We have to be efficient. Right now my truck is averaging 9 miles per gallon. Right now my truck has 20 gallons of diesel exhaust fluid floating around in there, making sure that, you know, notice you never see black smoke from a big semi truck, especially a new one. Yeah, that went away in 2006 when they made ultra low sulfur diesel. They've made so many rules and regulations to save the world, save the environment, and then they overlooked the standards that it takes to be a professional driver out here. Completely overlooked it. You could buy your CDL. You can come over from Somalia, land in Minnesota right now. Minneapolis, you could buy a license. I've seen it. I seen it in 2012 when I was at Sierra England. There was a bunch of kids, I say kids, but they were grown adults, that came in there that had bought their license. This one guy had a CDL from Washington, D.C. Couldn't speak English, didn't know the difference between a steering wheel and a stick shift. And Sierra England tried to put him on the road. They don't care about truck drivers. They don't care about people. They want meat in the seat to hold the steering wheel. That truck driver that did that U-turn and killed a bunch of people, there's your autonomous truck driver right there. That semi-truck drove itself all over the United States for the last couple of years. I think that guy was driving a couple of years. Bump. Autonomous semi-trucks. That's all the rage right now. We want AI to replace everything. Well, we want the truck to drive itself too. Bings and bongs. That guy was probably making $12,000 to $20,000 a year. Driving team. That's another dirty secret of the trucking industry, is as long as you put two unqualified drivers in a semi-truck, that makes one. That's why many of the bigger carriers have team driving for the newbies. I think I'm talking in circles, and I know the battery's probably dying on the camera right now. But I just want to let you know, America, prepare for your next terrorist attack, because they're already here. The last time we had 19 enemy combatants. Now there's thousands on the highways. And as your family dies, they're just going to look at you. They're just going to look at you and go, huh. All it takes is 20 or 30 of them. They can shut down every major interstate in America. If September 11th, 2025, if 50 semi-trucks make U-turns on 10 different interstates, 20 different interstates, if 100 semi-trucks make illegal U-turns on every interstate, America comes to a stop. Think of the gridlock. That is your next terrorist attack. They are already here. They do not care about you. Their licenses are invalid. America is at risk. Welcome to 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to continue driving. I want you to think about what I said. Okay? Catch you later.